Single parents face the most obstacles when it comes to returning to or starting. Going back to school after an extended period away is difficult no matter what your circumstances. Financial assistance. Attending college has never been a small financial investment, no matter if a student is a traditional or a non traditional student. However, at one time, it was slightly easier for some low income parents to attend thanks to the direct cash subsidies provided by the Aid to Families with Dependent Children program, which was established by the Social Security Act of 1935. Unfortunately, by 1996, thanks to critics of the program who believed it did not make people want to work, it was replaced with the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act and the Temporary Assistance to Needy Families, or TANF. By ending the AFDC, the direct cash subsidies stopped, and it gave regulations to the state, thus making it perceived as harder on single parents to attend college. This does not seem to be the case, though. Studies have shown that while some single mothers are on some sort of welfare, only a small percentage stay on it throughout their college years. This begs the question, how do they afford school? The most common ways to afford college are through educational programs like Pell Grants, federal loans, work-study programs, the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, and scholarships, all of which are available to all students, not just non-traditional ones. The Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act was passed in 2014 to help those seeking employment with things like college. This is federal funding that each state uses differently. However, in Oklahoma, one of the uses is for the Reach Higher program. The best way to explain the Reach Higher program is to listen to a quote directly from the program's website. Reach Higher is a statewide resource for students who earned minimal college credit hours but were unable to complete their degrees due to personal restraints, such as working full-time or having families. Oklahoma's public universities developed Reach Higher, Oklahoma's degree completion program, to offer a Bachelor of Science in Organizational Leadership degree designed for working adults who have already earned at least 72 college credits and want to finish a baccalaureate degree. The Reach Higher Bachelor of Science in Organizational Leadership degree program provides on-campus and online class options, 8-week classes, and 5 enrollment periods per year. Some financial assistance programs that are more so geared to parents and more so used by single parents are TANF, the Earned Income Tax Credit or the Child Tax Credit, food stamps, subsidized housing and childcare, Women, Infants, and Children, or WIC, Medicaid, and Head Start. All of these programs are temporary, but the only one that has an actual time limit on it is TANF. You can only use TANF for 5 years. That is all. Everything else, you have to requalify every year or every few months in order to stay in the program. How children respond. Even though the benefits of earning a college degree have been proven over time, what is the cost to the child when the parent returns to school? For younger children, it is a lack of parents' time spent with them. Data from the Community College Survey of Student Engagement indicates that unmarried parents spend a large amount of time both working and caring for their children. So once a parent decides to go back to school, even more of their time is taken. So something has to give, and it is usually time spent with their children. This whole phenomenon is called time poverty, and single parents returning to college seem to be one of the groups with the highest amount of it. Because of time poverty, the way a child views their parent going back to school really depends on their age. If they are older, they tend to be a little bit more understanding of it. And if they're younger, they don't really understand why their parent is no longer spending all this time with them as they were before. This table indicates all of those things. Because of time poverty, it really matters the age of a parent's child when they return to college. The younger the child, the harder it is for the parents to return to college. They have less time overall for both school and their children, and this tends to lead them to drop out. In contrast, parents who return while their children are older tend to have a better success rate of finishing school and a more positive influence on their child. Toll on the single student parent. Because of the financial constraints that college can have on families, especially those of single parents, many of those single parents decide to forego having health insurance, either because they do not qualify for Medicaid, their employer does not offer insurance, or the marketplace is just way too expensive, and so they would rather pay the fee on their taxes for not having health insurance than pay for the health insurance itself. These this is especially dangerous when we think of the past few years of COVID-19. And not even just with illness. You have people having car wrecks and not being able to even go to the hospital or go to a clinic because they just could not pay. And what are the consequences of that going to be in the long run is a very big question that we don't have the answer to. Social groups are perhaps one of the biggest influences on a college student while at school. These groups can be positive by motivating students to do well, but they can also have negative effects. They can keep individuals from looking outside their social group for interactions, which can cause others to be even more marginalized. So, single parents need to form social connections with others in similar situations to themselves, but also others in different situations. This is all in order to have success and support needed to succeed in school and in life. For many single parents, having the support of others in their lives, whether they be from school or in their personal life, is crucial when it comes to them completing school. It does not matter if this support is emotional or financial. These supports are crucial for the mental health of the student. In one study done in California using the data from a 2013 assessment done by the American College Health Association National College Health Assessment, they found that 11.5% of single parents attending school had seriously considered suicide. This is twice as much as those that are not parents. One positive found by this study was that while the rates of suicidal thoughts were almost double that of traditional students, so was the rate of them seeking help for said suicidal thoughts. With all that being said, while the positive can outweigh the negative when it comes to a single parent returning to school, the negative should not be taken lightly. All this research just tells us that single parents returning to school need support. They need financial support in the ways of programs provided by both the schools themselves and the government, and they need emotional support from those around them, no matter if they are family, friends, fellow students, or college staff. The number of single parents that are returning to school is increasing all the time. And even though the supports are limited as they are now, they are just going to keep returning because they want a better life for their children. And really, can you blame them?